And at the risk of sounding like I'm being hard on myself, it doesn't feel good enough to me. Good morning. It is Monday, 18th of May. Last time that I checked in with you was on Friday, so I've had the weekend not filming. That seems to be becoming a habit or part of a routine, which is absolutely fine. I've got 2 more days of being on 40 milligrams of Elvance, and then I'll be moving on to 50 milligrams. And I wanted to just take a few minutes really just to talk about how I found the increase from 30 to 40 milligrams. There are a few things that really have become quite noticeable to me. The first one is definitely more focused, or I feel more focused. The second one is that whilst I feel more focused, I can't actually stay on one task. So I'm treating like focused as like the umbrella, and then within that I've got all my different tasks that I need to do for the day. Just seem to have regressed slightly and been able to focus in on one task, and instead I'm wanting to do many tasks at the same time, so I'm jumping. Now, because I'm feeling more focused or motivated or driven, I'm getting things done, but in a scattered way. So that's been something that I've definitely noticed more and more actually as the days have gone by. The third thing is tiredness. Certainly feeling tireder sort of towards the end of the day, but then also when I wake up in the morning, which I think over the couple of weeks that I've been on 40 milligrams, that's definitely built up, I would say. Now, is that the medication? Could be, but also it couldn't be. It could just be life factors that are contributing to feeling more tired. But if I take kind of how things have been over the last few months, and then the changes that I'm noticing when I'm on the medication, that's definitely one of the things that's kind of stuck in my head. The one thing that I forgot to mention, which is quite a big one, is that I've really struggled to watch anything for more than about 5 or 10 minutes. Normally, if I'm having my lunch or just want a little bit of downtime, I can put on a film or a TV series and watch a good chunk of it. I've definitely noticed on this medication or this dosage, whatever. Yeah, it's this dosage actually, that I don't seem to be able to do it, which is actually really annoying. And I've also noticed that when I am trying to watch something, that my feet are doing this kind of motion. So don't know what that is. But yeah, I just thought, as I was giving you a full update, that I didn't want to leave that bit out. Anyways, back to where we were. And then something that's definitely more recent is I'm just feeling more irritable within myself. But I can't put it down to any one thing. I'm irritated that I can't just focus on one thing, can't just get on. I'm feeling a bit more restless. But again, that's just over the last few days that's kind of come to the fore, and that I've noticed it. Not really sure what all this means. I guess if I go back to like the focused part, I probably haven't articulated it in a way that makes sense. And I suppose I'm trying to make sense of it now, because when I'm talking about being focused, I'm starting to go, right, okay, we really need to sort out your ability to earn income, and that means getting a job or something. And so my mind has been kind of zoning in on that, but bouncing around ideas about how that might happen, which is maybe contributing to being a bit irritable. Maybe it's contributing to not being able to kind of commit to one task at a time. And at the risk of sounding like I'm being hard on myself, it doesn't feel good enough to me. So obviously I've been kind of, I wouldn't say doom scrolling, but I've been kind of scrolling the internet. The biggest thief of time that we know of, and just seeing other people's experiences, and I have seen that, some individuals, when they went from 30 to 40 or 30 to 50, it kind of left them in this kind of middle ground whereby the first dose that they got wasn't enough, and then this middle dose is not enough. And when I say not enough, I mean when they had their first dose, it was just wearing off too quickly, and now it's like the next dose. So let's say in my situation, 40 milligrams. I'm like, it's definitely more, but it's not enough to just take me into that lane that I need to be in to, be focused on, task focused, on one thing at a time, and to keep all the overthinking quiet. They've kind of said when they then take the next jump, that tends to sort it out. Now, no two people are the same, so just because I've seen 2 or 3 people have that experience doesn't mean that that'll be my experience. But it does give me hope that maybe Elvance is still the right drug for me. But equally, it might not be. So I will be entering into. I think I take my first 50 milligram on Thursday. So Monday today. So I've still got 2 more days of 40, and on Thursday I'll take the 50. And so the 2 weeks after that, be interesting to see how my body reacts to that increase, and whether it sorts out a lot of these things that I'm experiencing. I mean, my logical common sense brain would say, well, if you take more, it's just going to make it worse. But having done some reading and some watching, that it isn't necessarily just linear like that. So let's see. I want to remain optimistic, and so I will. But just wanted to reflect on that specifically, and what it could all mean. And maybe you are someone who has been through or is going through exactly what I'm going through. I've been receiving some really kind comments and messages from some of my previous videos. So it's really good to know that I'm not the only one experiencing these things, because it's a lot to process and it can be quite lonely. I'd appreciate any messages from people who are, well, one, supportive, two, have been through the same and or are going through the same, just so I can get a little bit of reassurance that it isn't a me thing. And maybe it's just a thing that everyone goes through when they're doing titration. As for Monday as a day of kind of what I'm going to be doing, I've been really focusing in on Stephen Does Marketing. Yeah, I've planned another video which I'll record today. I've been putting together some promo videos. So there are things happening, there are things going on. And yeah, now that I've spoken everything out loud, it's really important that I'm grateful for where I am in the journey. That's all I've got to say at the moment. So whatever you're up to, I hope you're good. And I'll check in soon.